Hey guys, welcome back. Today I'm going to be showing you the books that I read in December. I know it's super late, we're already like mid-January, but I took like a major break during Christmas break. I didn't want to film anything, I didn't want to do anything other than be with the boys. It was just time for my boys, but I'm back. And I didn't read that many because like I said, during the break I didn't want to do anything other than being with the boys. So I didn't read those 2 weeks that we were on break, but my phone, let me put it on silent. But let's start with the first book I read. So I read Living Dead Girl by Elizabeth Scott. This book, a lot of the books that I read this month are well, actually 3 out of the 4 books I read this month are rereads. So this one is one of my favorite books. I can read it over and over. It's extremely short. Let me read the back for you guys. The thing is, you can get used to anything. You think you can't, you want to die, but you don't. You won't. You just are. This is Alice. She was taken by Ray 5 years ago. She thought she knew how her story would end. She was wrong. So basically, it's about this girl that was taken by a man during her elementary school field trip. Stuff like this traumatizes me because I was in kinder and I get so scared that something like this will happen to him. But she gets like tricked. Like in the story, she knows not to talk to strangers, but this guy tricks her. So he takes her and he basically wants her to stay a little girl. He's a pervert. He's like a pedophile. He rapes her constantly. And it gets to the point where she doesn't run away from him. She's allowed to go out. She can go out. She goes to get like full body waxes because he wants her to stay as a little girl. And she never runs away because she fears him so much. And then at the end, she finally gets to escape. But you need to read it so that you guys can see what it's about. I don't want to ruin it for you. I really like this book. It's like a fast read because you want to know what's going to happen, so you keep reading. And it's really short. I think it's 170 pages. It's not even the 200. Next book I read is Sold by Patricia McCormick. This one I've had it since I was in high school. It's like super, it looks brand new. I take so much care of my books. This is one of my favorite books. It's basically, so let me read the back. Lakshmi is a 13-year-old girl who lives with her family in a small village in Nepal. Though she is desperately poor, her life is full of simple pleasures. Fast forward. Her stepfather introduces her to a glamorous stranger who tells her she will find her a job as a maid in the city. So these kids, their goal is to become maids in the city for someone rich so that they can send money back to their family. An old woman named Mumtaz rules the brothel with cruelty and cunning. She tells Lakshmi that she is trapped there until she can pay off her family's debt. So her stepdad is, in their culture, the man, basically the way that I would see it when I was reading it, he's worshipped. Like the man is worshipped. Her stepdad isn't worth crap. Like, he sucks. He gambles away all the money they have. Well, the little money they have, because these people are extremely poor. They live in villages in the mountains. And, well, these little girls' dreams are to become maids for someone rich in the city so that they can send money back to their parents. Her stepdad ends up selling her to a lady, but she thinks she's going to be a maid somewhere. So once they travel for like days and days and days, and then once they get to where they're going, I think they end up like in, I don't even remember where they end up. I've read it so many times and I still don't know where it is that they get to. But she ends up like at a brothel and she's forced into becoming a child prostitute. And it's just her journey, how she copes with it. Everything she has to go through while she's there. And this is so sad because this is happening. Like, this happens in the world today. And it's just sad. Like, her own stepfather sold her away. It's very sad. She ends up meeting an American man, like, at the brothel. he's undercover. Like, he doesn't go in to purchase like a night with her or anything. He's undercover because they're trying to crack down these brothels. And I know that that's happening. Like, that's true. Like, it is happening. They're trying to crack down on these brothels that have like child sex slaves and like child trafficking and stuff like that. She ends up meeting him, and she's a little bit like wary of trusting him or not, because the other girls that work with her tell her like, don't trust the Americans, they'll beat you and embarrass you and they'll harm you and all these things. But because that's what was taught to them. But she's a strong little girl, she fights for her freedom, and it's a really good story. I really like it. And then I recently found out last year that I had a movie. Like, this book is old. They released it, oh my god, I only have 6%. They released it in 2006. So, and I found out that I had a movie last year, and I watched it, and it's pretty close to a book. I really liked it. Next, I think after that I read Fangirl. So I read Fangirl by Rowell. I really liked Eleanor Park. I know like some people, it's either like you love it or you hate it. I loved it. But then I read Fangirl, and I loved this one even more. So basically it's about these twin sisters, and their names are Kath, and her other sister's name is... They have cool names. I forget their names. Kath and Reagan? No. It's Kath and Ren. Right? Yeah, because their mom named them. She could only think of the name Catherine, so she named Cather. Like, she named one of them Cather and the other one Ren. So their name's Cather Ren. But anyways, it's about this girl that she's so attached to her sister, like extremely attached to her twin sister. And when they go to college, her twin sister basically tells her like, girl, you need to move on with your life, go your own way and I'll go my way. And she's obsessed with this guy named Simon Snow. It kind of reminded me of Twilight, like when there were people like super obsessed with like Twilight and like totally fangirling Twilight. That's basically her. She's like obsessed with this guy, and they're like vampires and like warlocks and wizards and stuff like that. And she actually does fan fiction, and she's super famous online because she does this fan fiction for these books. And it's a really good book because you're just reading her obsession with the books. And then her dad has I don't think he's schizophrenic, I think he has like he's bipolar. And I think she's scared that she also has bipolarness. But it's just like her life in her first year of college, and her going through it with her crazy roommate. Her roommate's all random, but I really like her. The only thing I didn't like about this book, and I know it has to do, like it's a part of the book, each chapter has like writing from her fan fiction in it, and I would skip those parts, honestly. I would skip them because I just wanted to keep reading like the actual story. And then I found out that the fan fiction that she's writing or something like that, Rainbow Rowell actually turned it into a book. But I don't know, I would just skip those parts because I didn't really like it. But I really enjoyed this book, and I found out that this is like a limited edition kind of thing, and I'm so excited because I bought this in Book Outlet and it cost me like $3. It's a pretty lengthy book, but I finished it really fast, and I really like that the inside has like these pictures. They're so pretty. It has like the characters, so it's like her sister, her sister's boyfriend, her boyfriend, her roommate, and a trashy guy that I hate. He sucks ass. And the last book that I read this month is The Cellar by Natasha Preston. It's kind of like Sold, it's kind of like Living Dead Girl. So basically this girl's walking home on her own after a concert, I think, or after being at a club. How much do I have? 2%. She's walking home on her own, and this guy like steals her. Like, he just grabs her, and I think she's going through the park. He grabs her and he takes her with him. Turns out he has like more than one girl in his basement, and he has them living there because he wants them to be like his perfect family, he's obsessed with pureness and cleanliness, and you end up finding out why. Like, it has different, each chapter is different. You follow Summer, you follow her boyfriend's point of view, you follow the Clover's point of view. Clover's the guy that steals her. He names all the girls after flowers. So there's Lily, there's Rose, there's Poppy, and there's, I always forget the other one's name. It's Lily, Rose, Poppy, and I don't remember. But he's crazy. Like, obviously he stole them, he has them in their basement, and he wants to have this pure family because in his family his dad left their mom for a prostitute. So basically you're seeing how his head's working, why he thinks that he needs to create this family, why he thinks that it's okay that he's doing this. And then you're also following Summer and her point of view. Well, she's frightened. There's this guy that has them in his basement, and he has like fits of rage where he can like murder somebody. It's a really interesting book. I heard it has a part 2, but I've never read it because I read that it's not that good, and that it's like in this thing called Wattpad. I don't know what that is, but I don't think it's like in print. Like, they didn't print it out, so that's why I haven't read it. But this is one of my favorite books. So basically it says, for months Summer's trapped in a cellar with the man who took her and 3 other girls, Rose, Poppy, and Violet. Violet, that's the other girl's name. His perfect pure flowers, his family. But flowers can't survive long cut from the sun, and time is running out. So you go through this girl's struggle to try to find a way out. And what's cool about it is that you also get her boyfriend's point of view. So you're seeing what's going on in the outside world. Like her family and her boyfriend and her friends all trying to find her and searching for her. And Clover starts, like, you see him totally start cracking under the pressure because he expected people to give up and stop looking for her. And they didn't. They keep looking and keep looking and keep looking. So he starts cracking under the pressure. So you need to read this book. It's super good. And those are the books I read this month. Like I said, they're all rereads. But this month I started with a reread. But I already started like some... My plan is to read... I have them here. My plan is to read... books that I haven't read before, plus I did a book outlet order, so that should be in soon. And some of those books I actually want to take with me to the cruise. I need to pick one book that I'm going to take with me on the cruise. It's still like a month away, but I'm already planning ahead. But yes, I hope you guys enjoyed it. Let me know what you've been reading. I need new suggestions for reals. And don't forget to subscribe down below, and I'll see you all next time. Bye.